Hello everyone, my name's Debra and I'm here at the Orleans Senior Center. They're hosting this class because they wanted you to be able to keep up with your yoga practice, so it will be broadcast on channel 18. I usually teach the Friday morning class, a gentle class, so that's what this class today will be, a very gentle class. You'll need your mat, and if you have a blanket, like I'm sitting on either a blanket or a pillow, something to elevate your hips, not needed, but that may be helpful, and then a chair. And if you can find a chair without arms, that would be the first preference. If not, one with arms will do too. We'll just work around that. So I'll just let you get those things that you need to get set up on your mat. If you have a hard surface like a wood floor, that's the best option, but if not, carpet works fine too. That's where I do my practice now online, is on a carpet. It's just a little bit more challenging for some of the balance things. So I just wanted to start by saying, this is a very challenging time for all of us, and we all handle things differently like this. And just a couple things that have really, that I've noticed that kind of are silver linings in all of this, with all the death and devastation and hardship, that a lot of people are feeling, and isolation, is the outpouring of kindness. And every day, when I read things about the kind things that people are doing for each other, my heart just swells with joy. And then the other thing is how we frame the situation. I remember in the beginning I saw this quote, and it said, you're not stuck at home, you're safe at home. So just that, how we think of things and our perspective can maybe make a difference and a shift. So we're going to get started. So if you have your mat, you're going to come on down on your back, and our practice today is going to be very grounding, very nurturing, and very opening. So that's the way I would describe it today. So come on down on your back, have your feet about hips distance apart, knees bent, and just tuck your shoulders underneath, arms out to the side, or you can put one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly, and close your eyes if that's comfortable. If not, have a soft downcast gaze. If your hand is on your heart, feel the beat, the magnificent beat of your heart. Feel your belly rise and fall, and just settle into your mat and your practice. And as always, this is your practice, so if I cue something that doesn't feel right in your body, then you can make a modification. And if you're unsure of a modification, you could always just sit in your chair and close your eyes and place your hands on your thighs, or take child's pose. It's your practice. And actually, that's one of the things I've been enjoying about taking online classes from the yoga studio where I practice, is I kind of do my own thing sometimes, what feels natural to me. So I like that. So just close your eyes, settle into your mat, feel the points that are on the mat, the back of your head, your shoulders, your hips. If your chin has poked up to the ceiling, then gently tuck your chin to lengthen the back of your neck. And start to notice your breath. And start to deepen your breath. A couple more cycles of breath here. And now extend your legs long, about hips distance apart, and reach your arms up to the sky. So fingers pointing up to the sky. Again, if your shoulders have hiked up, just gently press them into the mat. And then interlace your hands at the base of your skull. And we're going to keep everything on the mat. Okay, so your shoulders, your head, everything's going to be on the mat, and we're just going to glide. So you're going to send your right elbow down towards your right ankle, and your left elbow is going to point in back of you, or maybe at like on a clock, 1 o'clock. Your gaze can be up to the sky, or if it feels good on your neck, you could look over that left elbow. So really getting a stretch on the left side of your body. And then slide back to center. And then slide your left elbow towards your left ankle and right elbow back. So probably like 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock position. And again, gaze up or over that right elbow. Stretching our right side body, all those intercostal muscles that help you to take deep breaths, to have that flexibility and length. And then come on back to center, and then back over to the other side. So right elbow down, left elbow up, and maybe you notice you can go a little bit farther this time. And then come on back to center, and then slide to the other side. So left elbow down, right elbow up, and maybe now your gaze goes over that right elbow. And then back to center, and now adding on. So right elbow slides down, left elbow slides up, and then really activate your left leg. So flexing that foot, pressing out of that left heel, so you feel length all the way from your left ankle all the way up to your left elbow. And then relax that left leg, come back to center. And again, notice what you're doing with your chin. If it's popped up, you tuck it in so the back of your neck is nice and long. And then slide left elbow over to the left, right elbow up, and then press, activate that right leg. Flex that right foot, toes towards you, pressing out of the heel. So lengthening the whole right side body. And then come on back to center, and then other side. So right elbow slides down, left up. Press out of that left heel, flex that left foot, really activate that left leg. Your heel may even come off the floor. And then relax the left leg, come on back to center. And then last time here, left elbow slides down, right up. Press out of that right leg, lift. Maybe that right heel lifts off the floor. And then come on back to center. And then hug your knees into your chest, give yourself some love. And then take your hands on your knees and make some nice big knee circles. Nice massage for your hips. So nice and big and nice and slow. And if you come to a spot that feels like it needs a little extra attention, you could stay there. Couple more in this direction. And then come on back to center and switch directions. So just go in the other directions with knees together, both hands on your knees. And then come on back to center. Now we're going to take the knees apart, so out and in, opening up our hips. So we tend to hold and store a lot of emotion in our hips. And if we're sitting a lot now with being inside more, these are always good things that you can do just to get mobility and keep your hips open, and then change directions. So if you went out and in, go in and out. And again, notice where your chin is. Mine wants to keep popping up to the ceiling, so tuck it down. Beautiful. And then hug your right leg in, so you're going to interlace your hands on your calf, extend your left leg long, and you're really directing that thigh and knee on your side ribs almost down to your armpit. And then just make some ankle circles with that right ankle, couple in each directions. And then extend that right leg long. You can interlace your hands at the back of your thigh, and then just point and flex, point and flex, point and flex. And then gently, maybe walk your hands up a little bit or not. You could keep your hands here. Everybody's range of motion is different. And just gently guide that foot toward the back of the room, the back of your space. Stretching our hamstring on our right leg, very gentle, no yanking. And then bend your right leg, extend that long, and bring your left leg in, hugging that leg over to the side ribs, interlacing your hands, your fingers on your calf, and then just make some ankle circles here, cobble in each direction. And then extend your left leg long, interlace your hands behind your thigh, and point and flex, point and flex, point and flex. And then either keep your hand there at the back of your thigh or bring it up as far as comfortable. And then gently guide that leg and that foot toward the back of your space, stretching your hamstring on this side. And then bend that knee, hug both knees into your chest. And then we're going to roll over onto our side. So we're going to do some tree on our side. So everything lined up. So your right arm is long, palm facing down or up, whatever feels best. And notice where your head is. A tendency is for our head to hinge forward. So bring your head up and back, so your right ear is on your right bicep. And everything's in line, so if you were standing up against a wall, the point you would feel on the wall. Your back of your head, your shoulders, your hips, flexing your feet, and you can use your left hand in front of you for balance. So maybe you stay here, or you bring the left arm up and over and steeple your 2 pointer fingers, interlace the other fingers. So tree on your side. And if you roll a little to the back, give yourself permission to do that. But flexing your feet helps you to stay balanced. Nice deep breath in through the nose and then out through the mouth here. Beautiful. And then release your top hand, bring it back for a kickstand. Bend your top leg. So if it's not your left leg, if it's your right, we have 2 sides, so we're going to do the other side. And bring your foot up into your upper thigh, almost into your groin if you have that range of motion. Press that knee back. And again, flexing your bottom leg. And notice where your head is. If it's hinged forward, bring it up and back in line with your spine. And you could keep your left hand on the mat for balance. Or you can bring your arm up and over. Pointer fingers steeple, so tree on your side. And again, you may wobble a little bit here. Give yourself permission to do that. Flexing your foot, and if your balance is wobbly, just take your hand back. Couple breaths here in tree on your side. And we'll do this standing up. Beautiful. And then take that top arm. And we're going to switch sides. You guys can just flip over. I'm going to flip around so I can face the camera and so you won't see my back side. So come on down on your other side. I'm going to be on my left side. Extend your arm long. Mine is my left arm. And so Tadasana on our side here. So right hand or whatever hand, if it's your left hand, on the mat for to help you balance. And if you feel steady, your feet are flexed, head in line with spine. Bring your right arm up and over, palms meet, extend your pointer fingers, interlace your other fingers for steepling your fingers, really flexing your feet, everything in line. Big breath into the nose, and then out through the mouth. And then if you have your hands steepled, bring it back. And then bend your top leg, my right leg, and bring that foot up into your thigh, pressing that knee away, flexing that bottom foot. So just like you were standing, if you were standing, that bottom leg would be really strong and active. Press that knee away, and either your hand stays on the mat, or you bring that top arm up and over. Point your pointer fingers, interlace your other fingers, and again, you may be a little bit wobbly, it's okay. Nice deep breath here. In and then out through the mouth. Beautiful. If your hands are steepled, bring your right hand back. Extend your right leg long, and we're going to come on over onto our bellies. So we're going to come into a Sphinx pose. So elbows slightly, maybe an inch in front of your shoulders, and forearms in number 11. Spread your fingers nice and wide. And lift up your right leg and extend it long. Lift up your left leg, extend it long. And then just rock your hips side to side. So this is Sphinx pose, and the tendency is to clench our glutes. So just soften your glutes. I always have to remind myself because I'm always clenching my glutes here. And it's like you're pulling isometrically on the mat to lengthen your lumbar spine right here. So you're lengthening their head in line with spine, or you can tuck your chin, whatever feels best. So you're thinking about broadening across your collarbone and that isometric movement of really pulling back on the mat. Notice your body. If you're feeling any discomfort in your lumbar spine, you can walk your arms out a little bit to decrease the back bend. You listen to your body. And be kind and gentle to your body. We're going to stay here for several breaths, a gentle back bend as we begin our practice. Beautiful. And then come on down, make a little pillow with your hands, elbows out to the side, and just rock your hips side to side. And now extend your right arm out at shoulder height or slightly higher, but you don't want your arm down here. You want it either at shoulder height or slightly higher. Crawl those fingers away, and we're going to use our left hand and we're going to roll over onto our left side. So now you are going to see my back side. So opening up our left pectoral muscle. I think I'm going to flip around so you can see what I'm doing here. So stretching the left or right pectoral muscle here. Line your head with your spine, so if it's hinged forward here, bring it up and back. And you could bend your legs if that feels better, or have them straight, or you could bend your top leg and bring that foot behind. Whatever feels best for you. And you also can regulate the amount of stretch. You're stretching your pectoral muscle here. If you want more, you press in to the mat. Less, you just dial off that. Send your breath into that space. So when we sit a lot and reading on our devices or knitting or any crafts, playing games on your devices, our shoulders tend to round and these front muscles get shortened, our back muscles get stretched out. So it's just nice to stretch these muscles out. And then come on back on your belly and extend your left, and I'm going to flip around. You guys don't need to. You could stay where you are. Extend your left arm out at shoulder height. Again, creep those fingers away and use your right hand to roll over on your left side. And again, align your head. Choose your leg position, whatever feels best for you. And send your breath into that left pectoral muscle that you're stretching. One more cycle of breath here. And then roll back onto your belly. Place your forehead on the mat and then bring your hands right on the top of your ribs and send your shoulders back and down your back. Hug your elbows together, pinning your elbows together. Again, lift your right leg, extend it long. Lift your left leg, extend it long. And then come on up to baby cobra. So your gaze is down at the mat. And you're really sending your shoulders down the mat and pinning your elbows. And then lengthen and lower. And take one full deep breath here. Inhale and exhale. And on the next inhale, shoulders down the back. Pin your elbows together and come on up for your baby cobra. So strengthening our back core body. And then lengthen and lower. One full breath here. Make all your adjustments. Shoulders down the back. Pin your elbows together and then come on up for your baby cobra. Beautiful. And then lengthen and lower. And then make a pillow with your hands. You can do windshield wipers with your legs just to rock back and forth. And then bring your hands back. Press yourself up on your hands and knees. If your knees are tender, you could always place a blanket under your knees, or you could double up your mat. If you're on a hard surface, you could double up your mat like that, and then use your knees. Okay, so you give yourself a little extra padding. So we're going to take cat-cow now. So wrists over, or shoulders over wrists rather, knees over hips, and really spread your fingers nice and wide. And then inhale, your belly drops, your crown and tail lifts. And again, think about broadening across your collarbones. And then exhale, press into the mat, round your spine, tuck your chin. Inhale, belly drops, crown and tail lifts. Keep going. I'm just going to lower the music a little bit. It seems kind of loud. You guys keep going on your own breath. And any other music, any other movement, maybe organic movement that feels good in your body. Sometimes you like to take circles. You make the practice your own, whatever feels good in your body. Circles. If you're doing your cat-cow, you're dropping your belly, crown and tail lifts on the inhale. Exhale, press into the mat, round your spine. Inhale, belly drops, crown and tail lifts. Couple more. Exhale, press into the mat, really round that thoracic spine between your shoulder blades. Belly drops, crown and tail lifts. And then last one, press into the mat. Beautiful. And then come on back to neutral spine. Refresh your tabletop if necessary, if needed. And then extend your right arm like you're shaking somebody's hand. So your thumb is pointing up, your gaze is down at the mat. If you've hinged over to the left, come on back to the center line. Maybe you stay here, or maybe you extend your left leg. If you've extended your left leg, it's like you're standing on the wall in back of you. You're flexing that foot, that's an active foot, belly button to spine, and then right hand down, left knee down. And then just take a cat-cow between sides, press into the mat, round your spine. Mala beats. And then back to neutral, refresh your tabletop if needed. Extend your left arm out, again like you're shaking somebody's hand, so your ear is in line with your bicep. Maybe stay here, or you extend your right leg. And again, that right leg, that extended leg, is really strong, flexing that foot, belly button to spine, left hand down, right knee down, take a couple cat-cows. Beautiful. Come back to neutral. Extend your right arm out. And maybe you stay here, or you lift your left leg. Right hand down. Cross your left foot across your body. So you're on the ball of that left foot. You're pressing out of the heel. And you're looking, your gaze is over your right shoulder to your left heel. And you're really pressing out of that heel. So a nice C shape, a crescent shape on the left side of your body. And then bring that left knee back to meet the right. And then extend your left arm out. Really pressing into your right arm. So you're not collapsing into your right arm. Really strong right arm. And then right leg comes up. And then left hand down to the mat. Right foot crosses the body, pressing out of the ball of your foot. Looking back over your left shoulder now, pressing out of that heel. Crescent shape or half moon shape on your right side of the body. Beautiful. Bring that right knee back and just take a couple more cat-cows. And then step your right foot and help it along to the top of the mat, or so your knee is over your ankle. And we're just going to let our left hip flexor descend into the mat. So our hip flexors tend to get tight when we sit a lot. So if the floor is far away, you could come up on your fingertips, or maybe you come up on your thigh. So it's a descending with your left hip is descending down, that's the word I was looking for. And pressing into that right thigh, so lengthen your spine, gaze is out over the horizon, and maybe you stay here, or maybe you arms go up. And if your arms are up, it's almost like you're waving to somebody behind you. And notice what you're doing with your arms. Sometimes we get, I know I do, get so rigid, and just soften. If you find yourself getting rigid, your hands just soften. Even though the arms are sharp, you can still soften. And then just let that left hip glide down, pressing into your right heel, and then hands to the mat, and step your right knee back, and then left foot comes forward between your hands. And again, if the floor is far away, be on your fingertips. Not, press your palms down, letting that right hip descend. So opening up our hip flexor here. Knee is over ankle. Take some deep breaths here. And then maybe you come up on your thigh, lengthening your spine, but descending the right hip flexor, pressing your left heel into the mat. And maybe you stay here, or maybe you bring your arms up. And so it's kind of two actions. One, you're reaching up with your arms, and then two, you're descending with your right hip flexor. Beautiful. And then hands to the mat. Keep your right hand planted on the mat underneath your shoulder, and then twist open to the left. So that left arm comes up. You're still in a low lunge twist. Beautiful. And then bring your left knee back to meet the right. Bring your right foot forward. Let that left hip descend. Plant your left hand and open up to a twist to the right. Beautiful. And then bring that knee back. And we're going to come up to our chair. So I like to have the chair on part of the mat, especially in here because the floor is a little bit slippery. And you're going to sit nice and tall. So we're going to roll our shoulders up, back, and down. Notice where your head is. Mine, I always have to adjust up and back. And inhale, sweep your arms up. Palms press overhead, look up if it feels good on your neck, and then hands down through heart center. Let's do that a couple times. Inhale, reach tall, hands down through your heart center. Inhale, sweep your arms up, and then hands down through your heart center. And just let that settle for a moment. Gaze can be down across your fingertips, at the floor in front of you, or you can close your eyes, whatever feels best, most comfortable for you. And then release your hands, and you're in a comfortable seat on the chair, so I like to sit kind of halfway in the chair, feet hips distance apart. We're going to do a little bit of work for our neck, and just bending, so sitting up nice and tall. Just let your right ear drop towards your right shoulder. So notice what your shoulders are doing. If they've crept up like this, send them down your back. And play with the angle of your chin, whether you tuck your chin a little bit, all of these scaling muscles along your neck, that's what you're stretching. A lot of tension stored there. And then come on back to center, sit nice and tall, and then let your left ear drop to your left shoulder. Nice deep breaths here. And all stretching all along the right side of your neck. And again, you can play with the angle. If I tuck my chin, the stretch is in a little bit different place. And then come on back to center, and then drop your right ear to right shoulder. And this time take your right hand and just gently place it on top of your head. So your fingers spread over your ear, and you're not pressing anything, you're just using that hand. It's gently placed on the side of your head for a little bit extra weight. Let gravity really do the work. And you may notice, again, a different area that's getting stretched. Whether you tuck your chin or you look up. Beautiful. Release that hand. Come on back to center. Drop your left ear to left shoulder and take that left hand and gently just place it on the side of your head. Again, we're not pressing or yanking our head down. Beautiful. And then come on back to center. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Palms pressed overhead, hands through your heart center, and we're going to twist to the right. So take your right hand on the back of the chair, left hand on the outside of your right thigh. It's a real challenge for rights and lefts here. And you're going to sit up nice and tall, so the twist happens from your belly button. So inhale, you sit up nice and tall. Exhale, twist a little bit to the right. And again, it's nothing forced. It's a very micro movement. Inhale, nice and tall. Exhale, twist a little bit more to the right. And notice what you're doing with your shoulders. If they crept up, send them back down your back. And staying in your twist, you're just going to turn your gaze so your gaze is over your left shoulder, if that feels good in your neck. So a little counter twist in your cervical spine. Beautiful. And then come on out of that twist. Inhale, sweep your arms up, reach tall. Hands down through your heart center, and we're going to twist on the other side. So left hand hooks the back of the chair, right hand on the outside of that thigh. Sit up nice and tall on the inhale, you grow your spine long. On the exhale, you twist to the left from your belly button. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, twist a little bit more. And then staying in your twist, you're just going to turn your gaze over your right shoulder now. Counter twist on your cervical spine on this side. Beautiful. And then come on back to center. We're just going to do a little footwork, and then we'll do some chair sun salutations. So sit up nice and tall. I like to hold the side of the chair, and you're just going to extend your right leg out and flex that foot. So curl those toes towards you, and then you're going to curl your toes, and then you're going to place your foot on the floor. We'll slide that foot back in, and then keeping your ball of your foot on the floor, you're just going to curl your toes back up towards you. Other side. Extend that left leg, flex that foot, curl your toes, place that foot on the floor, slide it back in, keeping your ball of your foot on the floor, just curl your toes back towards you. And then other side, we'll do several more of these. Extend your right leg, flex the foot, really curl those toes back towards you, then curl your toes under, flatten your foot on the floor, slide it back, and then just curl your toes up. Other side, left leg, extend it long, curl your toes, place the foot on the floor, slide it back, curl your toes up. One more time each side. Extend your right leg, flex that foot, curl your toes, place your foot on the floor, slide it back, and then just curl your toes back up. Last time on the left foot, extend your left leg long, flex that foot, curl your toes, place your foot on the floor, slide it back, and then curl your toes up. Beautiful. And then inhale, sweep your arms up, reach tall, hands down through your heart center, sweep your arms up, and then hands down through your heart center. One more time, sweep up, and come on down. So now we'll do the sun salutation. So sit up nice and tall. Inhale, sweep your arms up, hands down through heart center, and then cactus arms, so elbows at shoulder height, and then hinge forward at your waist. You're looking down on the floor in front of you, hands on knees. Slide your hands down to your feet. Let your head go. Shake it yes, shake it no. We hold it up all day long. Keep your right hand on your right foot, and then sweep your left arm open for a twist to the left. Left hand on left foot, sweep your right hand open for a twist to the right. Right hand back to right foot, let your head go. Hands on shins, long spine, so your back is straight here, a little bit of cobra in your upper back, and then forward fold. And then slide your hands up your shins, your thighs, and reach tall. Palms press overhead, hands down through your heart center, and then open up to your cactus arms. Hinge forward at the waist, hands on knees, slide your hands down to your feet, keep your left hand on your left foot, sweep open to the right, right hand on right foot, sweep open to the left, left hand comes back to the left foot, let your head go. Hands on shin, long spine, so use this as a lever to lengthen your spine, forward fold. Slide your hands all the way back up. Inhale, sweep your arms up, palms press overhead, hands down through your heart center. Open up to your cactus arms, hinge forward at the waist, hands on knees, slide your hands down, let your head go. Right hand stays on right foot, left hand sweeps open in a twist. Left hand comes back to left foot, right arm sweeps up. Right hand back to right foot, let your head go. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, forward fold. Come on all the way up, sweep your arms up, palms press overhead, hands down through your heart center. Last time. Out to your cactus arms, hinge forward at your waist, hands on knees, slide them down. Keep your right hand on your right foot, sweep the left hand up, arm up. Left hand to left foot, sweep your right arm up. Right hand back to right foot, let your head go. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, slide your hands all the way up. Palms press overhead, hands down through your heart center. And just close your eyes or have a soft downcast gaze and just let that settle a moment. And then if your head is bowed, lift your head. Inhale. Sweep your arms up. Palms press overhead. Hands down through your heart center. Interlace your hands. I just want to check the time. And then press your palms away. And you're going to round your spine. So we're just doing a little cat-cow, tucking your chin in the chair. And then bring your hands back to heart center, palms facing towards you. And sit up nice and tall. And then press away, rounding your spine. Tucking your chin, and then hands come back to heart center, sit up nice and tall, round your spine, tuck your chin, and then back to heart center, one more time like this, round your spine, back to heart center. Now we're going to go up. So press palms up, maybe look up. If it's not good on your neck, look straight ahead, reach nice and tall. And then hands back down to heart center, palms facing in. And then press up, really reach. And then hands back to heart center. And then press up. And then hands back to heart center one more time like this. And then we're going to alternate. And then hands back to heart center. And now press away, round your spine, tuck your chin. And then hands back to heart center, press up, and then hands back to heart center, press away, Hug your chin, belly button to spine. Come on back up. Arms go up, reach tall. One more time each way. Back to heart center, press away. Back to heart center, press up. Beautiful. And back to heart center, hands on thighs. And then we're going to come up for a couple standing poses, and then we're going to go back down. So you may want to have your chair for balance at the end of your mat, at the short end of your mat, with the back of your chair facing towards you, the seat facing away. And we'll do tree. So you stand up nice and tall. I have my left hand on the chair, and my left leg's going to be my standing leg. So first I'm going to lift my toes, spread my toes wide like I want to plant my roots, and then hug that left hip into the center line. So a lot of times our hips, when we're doing standing poses, want to kick out like that. You're really going to hug towards the center line. And then your tree may be here. So remember how we press that knee out? This may be your tree. So maybe you hold on to the chair, maybe you come up here. Or maybe you bring your foot like when we were laying on our side. And if you bring it up, again, hug that right hip in, press this knee away, and maybe you hold on to the chair for balance. Or maybe you take one hand to your heart in half prayer, or maybe you take both hands in half prayer. Find your drishti or your focal point. A wobbler, give yourself permission to wobble, or if you have a wall, if you want to go against a wall. And then maybe you stay here, or maybe one hand goes on the chair, or maybe both hands go up for your tree. See? Smile. Breathe. Hands back to heart center if they were up. And then down, lower your right leg, and just roll that ankle out, that left ankle. I'm just going to flip my chair around. You guys could just flip the other way. So right leg is our standing leg. Lift those toes, spread them wide, plant your roots, hug that right hip in, and take your tree on this side. So maybe it's here, and this is your tree today. And it could be different from the other side. Or maybe you come all the way up, hugging that right hip in, pressing that left knee back, nice and tall. Maybe you come here with one half prayer, or maybe both. Hands in prayer. Find your drishti or your focal point. Maybe you stay here, or maybe you take one arm up, and once you have your balance, you take both arms up. Smile. And then hands back to heart center, and then down, and just roll that foot out. Beautiful. We're going to come back down on the mat, because I want to give you a nice long Shavasana. And now I would suggest to turn your chair so that the seat is facing towards you. And some of you may want to use that for Shavasana. We're not going there quite yet. So come on down on your back. Hug your knees into your chest. Maybe rock side to side. And then arms out to T position. So shoulder height. I like to have my palms facing down, legs in tabletop. So knees over hips, ankles in line with knees. And we're just going to drop both knees over to the right. So press that left shoulder into the mat. Your gaze can either be up to the sky or ceiling, or you could look over your left fingertips. You could also bring your right hand on top of that top thigh. Mine is my left thigh. Couple breaths here. And then come on back to center, that tabletop. And then drop both knees over to the left. Really pressing that right shoulder down. Use your left hand on your thigh. Gaze can either be up to the sky or over your right fingertips. back to center, one more time each side. Back over to the right you go. Pressing the left shoulder into the mat. Come on back to center. And then drop both knees over to the left. Pressing your right shoulder into the mat. And then come on back to center and place your left foot on the mat, knee bent, and bend your right leg and reach either for the outside of your right foot or your calf and for half happy baby. So you're really directing, just like we did when we started class, that knee is being directed down towards your armpit. You're bringing that thigh on the outside of your right rib cage or rib basket, and everything's lined up. So heel over knee, and just gently guiding that down for half happy baby. And then switch sides, so place that right foot on the mat, keep that knee bent, and bring your left leg in the half happy baby position. So ankle right over knee, wherever you're holding the leg, you're guiding that leg on the outside of your left rib basket this time. Beautiful. And then come on back, place both feet about hips distance apart, take your right ankle across your left thigh, and then bring that left leg in. You can interlace your hands behind your thigh, your left thigh. Flex that right foot. Press that right knee away. And play here with what, maybe you rock a little bit. And see where you feel the stretch in your hip. Figure 4 stretch. And then place your left foot down on the mat, right foot down, and switch sides. So bring your left ankle, press that knee away, and then interlace your hands behind your right thigh, flexing both feet, using your left elbow to press your right knee away while you're drawing that right leg towards you. And again, you can rock a little to the right. See if that gives you a little more stretch. Beautiful. And then place your right leg down, left leg down. Hug your knees into your chest. And then send your legs straight up in the air. Arms out to the side, palms facing up. Notice where your chin is. You want your nose pointing to the ceiling, not your chin, for legs in the air. You can point and flex, point and flex, make some ankle circles, and then just come to stillness for legs in the air. One of my favorite poses. I try to do this every day. And you could do this at home, you could do it, or if you're in a studio, with your legs up the wall, which is a nice support too. Couple more breaths here. And then slowly bend your legs, plant your feet on the ground, and go take your Shavasana now. So options. I like to, when we have the chairs, I like to bring the backs of my calves on the chair, so my knees, the back side of my knee, scoop my hips close to the chair, and then come down, arms out to the side. So this is one option. If you prefer, you could just do a straight or a flat Shavasana. So I'm just going to move back on my mat, take my heels out to the side of the mat. I like to reach for the side of the mat, lengthen my spine, arms out to the side. Tuck your chin ever so slightly. Just roll your head side to side. Slide your jaw side to side. Soften your brow. Soften your jaw. Soften your eyes. Soften your heart. And settle into and enjoy your Shavasana. Start to deepen your breath. Bring some gentle movements to your fingers and toes. Maybe bring your arms overhead for a full body stretch from the fingers to your toes. And then gently roll over to either side and settle a moment in fetal position. And then gently press yourself up to a seated position. It can be on your mat, cross-legged, or if you're more comfortable, hop up on your chair and sit nice and tall. If you're in a cross-legged position, you can have hands on knees to lengthen your spine. And then bring your hands to heart center, pressing your palms together, spreading your fingers like the rays of the sun. And then bring your thumbs to your third eye center for kind thoughts, to your lips for kind words, back to your heart for kind and loving intentions towards yourself and all beings. Namaste. Thank you, everyone, and I just want to let you know again, if you missed the introduction, I'm Debra Gerard, and this is brought to you courtesy of the Orleans Senior Center. And hopefully, once we're on the other side of all this, I look forward to seeing you all back in class. Thank you.